He knew that Tante Regina could not understand him. She simply smiled, pointed up at the creature's collection of thorny teeth. "He eat you, maybe," she said, grinning. Ricky's face, then, his expression, turned sore in the jaw, as though he'd been chewing on a piece of toffee that had proven too much work. I remember it still, dozens of years later. The expression that showed Ricky understood then how the world was full of fake, and there was nothing he could do to change it. The T-Rex was everything he hated about Drumheller. His fear of being eaten up by it captured in that face. I recognized it immediately when it met me again, on the day Ricky finally returned. Bad Land, a novel. Written by Corinna Chong, narrated by Tara Koehler. Dedication. For my mummy, then and now. Epigraphs. The ridges, the pinnacles, the hoodoos were not only worn by water, but shaped by wind too, cut by the sky. There was no wind now, this morning, yet he, Webb, in the stillness of dawn, heard the endless nagging of the wind, the nagging sky that had worn his face almost black, his mustache almost white. Time. It was over. Past. No, there was no past. Never. Robert Crouch, Badlands. Violante in the pantry, gnawing at a mutton bone, how she gnawed it, how she clawed it, when she felt herself alone. Girls are cruelest to themselves. Someone like Emily Bronte, who remained a girl all her life despite her body as a woman, had cruelty drifted up in all the cracks of her, like spring snow. Anne Carson, The Glass Essay. Part 1. Layer. Layers of sediment cover the bones, burying them deeper and deeper over time. Chapter 1. I often imagine how Jez would have seen it. There she is, Ricky's passenger in the rust-pocked Buick as it speeds down the 9 and veers north, tracing the ridgeline that scars the golden pelt of the prairies. She watches the land become a dry crust, the beige of dead skin, sprouting tufts of sagebrush and stray grasses, combed flat by the wind. Then the puckered hills begin to swell out of the earth, growing higher, wider, bearing their stripes of ancient rock and clay and ash, layer upon layer. As the Buick sinks into the valley, the hills knit together behind them, closing them in. "Welcome to dinosaur country," says the sign at the edge of town. It is not unusual here to see a velociraptor or a T-Rex riding in the bed of a truck. You might even see one with a saddle. Reins, even. Dinosaurs, especially carnivorous ones, sell things here. But for me, it will always be the city of bones, since bones are, truth be told, all that's left of what once was. My brother always called this a fake town, which was why it so perplexed me to see him back. When Ricky was a boy, someone at school got him onto the word fake. Armuti's bosom, as she bent down to hand us our lunch pails, like antiques compared to the plastic sacks of our classmates. "Did you know your mom's boobies are fake?" the other boy said to him. He was a very pale child, all freckled up and down his skinny arms. "Fake?" Ricky said. Muti never used the word, but he knew it was not a kind thing to say. "So?" he shot back. Muti's breasts, of course, were not fake. They were merely large, and very round and glossy, like fish bowls. She wore blouses with scooped, ruffled necklines to fringe their roundness. I didn't think the incident had fazed Ricky. He was always good at masking how much he took things to heart. But the word came up again soon after, when we were strung along on the requisite sightseeing trip with Muti's aunt Regina,